This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
We will all play as hard as Noah worked at getting the last shot. We'll all be fine. That kind of intensity and effort was what we needed for more than the last 3 seconds. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, please go back and watch the last little bit. Noah coming off the corner of the court, but in an effort to get the celebration. That's team right there. That's a guy on your team. For as far as we went, we were obviously rusted. I got fooled. I thought we were going to see a bunch of zone. We saw not one possession of it that I know of. So as a result, we got off to a really, really, really slow start. But proud of our kids for responding at halftime. Challenged them more than I've challenged any team I've ever coached, period. Washington here, I didn't think our effort to fix the problem was very good. And I think in the second half it was. So proud we made progress. I'm disappointed in the first half, but really, really encouraged in the second half and our kids' ability to play through to the buzzer. And obviously, Mac, just having the awareness that we were out of timeouts. Sam, get it in balance quick, get the ball up the floor, and don't let the horn go off. Don't let the ball go off with the horn. Don't let the horn go off with the ball in your hands. That's what I was trying to say. So I'm glad we got it the win. There's obviously lots we got to work on. That team is very good offensively. I'm not taking anything at all away from anyone. I knew they were going to be really hard to defend, but we've done a better job. We had some mental breakdowns on kids that had made 6 or 7 threes early in the game, and we just let her dribble it up and shoot it right in our face at the end of the game. I don't know if we thought it was over. I don't know. We'll talk tomorrow. We don't have a lot of time to think about Vanderbilt right now because we've got 2 pretty tough games coming up. If you've checked on the schedule, but we will look at this before we go back to Nashville.
You said that you challenged the team maybe harder than you have ever before. What were some of the main areas that you were pointing to?
Effort and communication. And I say I challenged them. I just screamed. I don't know if they felt challenged, but I don't yell much, if ever. Try to kind of pick the moments to use your crazy, and I did. I yelled loud for a while. I didn't know what I said, to be honest with you. Probably nothing solutional, just a lot of yelling. But, I gave Erin a big hug after the game. I did not go to the front. If everybody asked why I stood in the back of the rooms, because I didn't want to make contact with Erin, eye contact with her, because I knew what she was thinking about me at that point in time. And she came out and she played. I just love the way she goes about it. Not everybody can coach a kid like that. I think we can. And then everybody rallied. I thought we were really good. All the things that we wanted to be. We communicated. We tried. We didn't play great, but we tried a lot harder in the second half.
The first quarter has been a struggle for you guys. I think it's your worst quarter by far. Could you talk about how that's played out this season?
Yeah, maybe there's something to it. If anybody figures it out, let me know. I think people come out in that first quarter so well prepared for scout specific things, like they're hooked up, everybody's fresh. It takes a while, especially on teams that we've played. We've played Vanderbilt a lot the last couple of years. We've played Missouri a ton so we really know each other. I think if you look across the league, scores tend to go down, and that happens. If it's something preparational, then we'll fix it. But I think it has to do with how well the other team is prepared. Like, I think they're prepared for us. I think they're up for us. We do tend to have a little bit of compounding effect on people as well. Like, our pace does wear on you in the third and fourth quarters. So I hope it's nothing tactical. If it is, we'll get it fixed. But I haven't really noticed anything that we were doing differently this game than we've done last. But you're probably right. I haven't looked at that. You talking about points per possession or score relative to our team, the other opponents? Yeah. I'll give the other team credit usually in preparation. I think teams get up for us. I think teams try to make us go to plan B, and sometimes it takes – we've all kind of got to get my shot out of the way in the first quarter. What I mean by that is if the ball hadn't found me in 2 or 3 possessions, we might take a bad one. That's kind of who we've been. We got away from it for a while. We got back to it a little bit tonight. I think that's probably got something to do with it too.
During that third quarter, you guys shied away from the three-pointer and said opting for more dribble drives and deep entry passes. What did you see that led to that adjustment, and how do you feel that decision played out?
I thought we were taking deep threes too early in the shot clock before we had done anything. I mean, it was one pass fire. No passes, fire. Come off a ball screen guarded, fire. So I said in the timeout in between the quarters, I said, if you take a three without the paint being punctured before it, you're coming out. And I don't think they want to come out. So I think it stopped it. But I think our team just needs to be reminded. I don't think we're bad teammates. I don't think we're selfish. I don't think those things are the reason. It looks like that, I'm sure, from time to time. But I'm at practice with them every day, and I don't get the sense that that's it. It's just they all want to try to kind of help the team. They're all pleasers. They want to do their part to try to help the team. And sometimes it takes us some time to settle in and see whose night it is, But we've got great balance. And when you have that, then there is a confidence. Like, I promise you, I never felt like we were going to lose the game. Ever. I never, ever, even, well, I'm not telling you I knew Mac was going to make it, but I just never felt like we were going to lose tonight. I felt like we were going to find a way. I mismanaged the time and score late in the game. We haven't had very many of those, so I don't really know how this team reacts, but we learned a lot tonight about I need to save a timeout and how to approach that better. So very fortunate to win. Like I said earlier in the game, Vanderbilt's the best whatever team in any league in the country. They've played a lot of people very, very close for a long period of time, and a lot of credit to what Shea's doing and that group of 8 kids that they've been through a lot.
Last one for me. Sam had 19 points in that second half. Could you talk about her performance and also your team's ability to close out these close games?
She took it really personal, more on the defensive end. We made a switch late in the game. She wasn't happy much about it. I thought her defense led to her offense. She really got going defensively. Started talking more for us. And then, she shot 2 deep threes, but they were after Mac had penetrated and kicked it to her. They were better shots. And Sam's one of those kids that when she sees an opportunity for either a mismatch or an opportunity to drive to the lane, she's relentless in her attack for that. Again, as far as how much confidence I have in our teams to come back after maybe a poor first half, to just give them time. I think if you just give them time and keep believing in them, encourage them. We had to yell at them a little bit tonight, but I thought then we were solutional. And she responds. She's a good responder. Sam's a good responder.
Just talk about, with Washington when she was on the court opposed to when she was off the court. And it seemed like there midway through the third quarter, you started utilizing and attacking them when she was off the court. So just talk about that stretch.
Well, she's really hard to guard. She works with her feet and, she fights for deep position. They do a great job looking for her. And then she's used to being undersized. She's kind of like Aaron, So offensively, when she was off the floor, we were able to do a little bit more hedging on the ball screens, be a little more contesting there. And then when she was off the floor, we tried to throw it inside a little bit more with Aaron and then post Saylor up a few times. I felt like we were able to get them a little bit more confused when she wasn't on the court. She's obviously very important to what they do. So playing through those moments when she wasn't on the floor, those were big stretches.
And that's Sam, the growth of her as a point guard. She hits 2 threes and then comes right back down. Could have easily tried to hit another 3 to really get the crowd going, but chose to take the easy drive. And so just talk about what she's proven her growth this year, coming off her freshman year.
And a lot of that goes into her preparation. She's always been a high prep kid, like watches a lot of film. But I think now knowing that she doesn't have to be one-dimensional. She doesn't have to make threes to play. She can do both. And when she starts driving it and get to the rim and playing off 2 feet, really, really good things happen for us. I thought that was the difference. I think we shot 4 free throws in the first half and 35 in the second. You have to go back and double check my math on that, but I think that's what it was. And that was attention to making sure we got it. I thought that with them pressuring us, there was no reason why we couldn't. I was mystified by that with our team. Why can we not get to the basket if they're going to be out there pressuring on us? I think our first 5 turnovers were trying to feed it to the high post in our little power action, which that's just not being strong with the ball and not being strong with positioning. So, Sam's growth, I didn't think she could be more confident than she was last year. I honestly didn't think that was a thing, but she is. She wants the ball at the right time. She wants to make the right play, whether it's the big play, whether it's her with the ball or not with the ball. she has continued and is still a work in progress, but it's fun to see in her sophomore year. A lot of times sophomores go back the other way and she hasn't.
Last thing for me, just a game like this going, fourth quarter of the way in, how much of advantage does it just give you come SEC tournament time, NCAA tournament time, that you've had a team battle you to the end and it took down to the very last shot?
I'm tired of them. We've had enough. Let's just go ahead and get rid of those. Let's salt that thing. Let's make free throws a little bit. We've said that anything below 75% is going to cost us a game along the way. And we could have put that thing away at the foul line. We didn't. It could have been a 2-score game. We didn't. We've had 2 chances with that. I'm tired of having learning lessons. Let's go ahead and close out a little bit more comfortably. But it does help you. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that hadn't been through what we've been through. And I think come SEC, the rest of SEC play, those become valuable experiences for us to draw from.
Coach, that was an 8-point game late. Just what goes through your head as you see them come down, take a shot, make it, come down, take another 3, make it, and they just kept hitting threes to eventually tie the game with 10
I think
seconds
they
left.
went 7 for 7 in the fourth quarter, didn't they? Okay. I mean, you're thinking, surely they're going to miss one here in a minute. Surely they're going to miss that one. Surely that one's not going in. Beat myself up. I didn't manage time good. Didn't manage rotations. Should have called a timeout a different time. Probably should have advanced the ball instead of not. Just situational things that I can be better at to give them a better chance. They can be better at making free throws. I can be better at managing the clock. I like to pride ourselves on that. I think we were great at that tonight. So I do think it's valuable, but it was hard. I mean, it was like, is this game ever going to end? And you're glad now that there was 0.1 or whatever. I think Matt got it off pretty close. I mean, it wasn't close, was it? I mean, I haven't looked at I remember
like a second left.
Yeah, I remember the horn going off when the ball was like halfway there. So I was pretty confident it was going to count, but you never know. So, but I've never seen back-to-back banked shots from 2 teams like that. And I've watched a lot of bloopers and highlights and videos. And then, like I said, to be capped off with Noah's effort it'll be fun. We'll have fun with the film room.
When's the last time you were part of a team that won a game on a half-court buzzer beater like that?
I don't know that I have been. Now that I think about it, not one. We had one go in against us one time, but I think that may be a first. Good question. I'll go back and look.
And Sam was talking about how they actually practice those half-court heaves. Have you seen Makayla make those in practice?
All the time.
When
She made 2 or 3 today.
and
We
when
shoot.
oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Go ahead. No, we
No.
shoot every day at the end. And we do it a lot of different ways. We have fun with it. And today we made 14 half-court shots as a team. I made 2 by myself, but those don't count. But Mac makes them routinely, and her celebrations, I'm anxious to see if her in-game celebration is as good as her practice celebrations.
And then last question for me, just when she launched it, how confident were you that it was going to go in?
I wasn't. I mean, you just hope, but I was already thinking of what we're going to do, what I was going to say to get them into overtime. How was I going to react to them hitting a 3 when we were trying to foul on the floor? We haven't worked at it enough. We botched it against Oregon, so I think we were tentative. We were actively trying to foul the kid and put her on the foul line to not have that situation happen. I'm a proponent of that. We just didn't get it done. So I was already in my head trying to think what we're going to do to rally our team. Because usually when a team goes into overtime, getting the other team making a 3, it's hard to win. It is hard to regroup. So I was starting to go to that, but then that thing went in. Then I was worried that we celebrated too early, was going to get a technical. You start worrying about everything at that point in time. Like how is this not going to end up going our way tonight? But we were very fortunate. I thought Vanderbilt played great. We responded, but very fortunate to get out of here. And we had a little mini talk about, we had LSU to start, and then we had 4 games in between. Now we go back to LSU, and we kind of had this little till we meet again tour. How do we play in between, and what do we learn about ourselves between now and this before we go back to LSU? I think LSU is playing as well as anybody in the country, so we'll have a chance to see if we have improved come Thursday.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.